I'm going to give you 3 really practical tips to help manage those moments where you feel anxious. G'day, I'm Cheney. I work in Sydney as an actor and as a yoga teacher. I also worked as a nurse for 10 years. And I've had moments of anxiety throughout my life, some of them while I was nursing and some of them while I've been performing. These are 3 tips that are often not mentioned, and I find them super, super useful, and I just wanted to share them with you today. Often when you've got something that's causing you anxiety, it's really hard to know what to do, and maybe you talk to someone about it, or maybe you read about it, but in the end you still feel that sort of bubbling emotion. So these are 3 tips that can really help you to manage those. Please join me on my journey as I reach 1 million subscribers, and it's free to subscribe, so you can just click that button and also click the like button. The reason I do these videos is because I want to really empower women, especially women who struggle with anxiety, like me. So keep watching, and I will also give you at the end a link to the quick guide to happiness that I created. And it's got some really valuable tips on how to improve happiness in your life. When I work as an actor, I also work in the corporate training world in role play and facilitation. And these are tips that I mention to my participants, and also they're tips that I use myself. They have a lot of power, and I'm going to get into them in just a moment. Firstly, I just want to explain to you what happens when you feel anxious. Often there's a surge of adrenaline, which you probably already know about, and you've probably heard of the term fight or flight. And if you haven't heard of that term, it is largely a response to your body feeling like you're in some way in danger. One of the things that you really need, if you were in the woods and you were faced with a grizzly bear, your body would need all of your muscles engaged and energized so that you could fly out of there, hightail out of there. Or if you couldn't run and you weren't able to get away, you would need to be able to fight. For example, public speaking, which can be extremely scary for most people. You feel like you're up the front by yourself, isolated from everyone, and that your body thinks that you're going to die. You actually feel like you're massively in danger and that you're going to die. So it gives you all this adrenaline so that you can fight the beast, or that you can flee from the beast, and that's why it's called fight or flight. The thing is, though, that there is actually no danger. You're not being harmed, and there is no harm coming your way. But our bodies have been taught that being removed from your tribe or from your group of people is an isolating event that can result in death. And so we go into this state of fight or flight. So with that in mind, the 3 things that I have created and I'm sharing with you today are 3 things that help to reduce the adrenaline and the stress hormones that are in your body. And the first one is stomping. If you were in the woods and you were faced with a tiger or something, you would need to be able to fight. And the largest muscles in your body are the ones in your thighs and your buttocks. So one of the best things you can actually do is stomping, which is effectively marching on the spot. Get those knees up high and get those legs moving. If you're in a workplace and you feel that anxiety rising, it can be perhaps a little bit embarrassing or inappropriate to start stomping up and down, but what you can do is go for a walk. So you can just go for a walk around the block or even to the coffee shop and back, but try to really use those muscles more than you normally would. Or you can find a quiet place and just do some high knee lifts. So getting those big muscles working is something that can really reduce your adrenaline and help you to feel a little bit more stabilized and calm, because the adrenaline is firing all of those muscles, and once you've used it up, you'll start to calm down a bit. It's also one of the reasons that exercise is so helpful for anxiety. Sometimes in the Western world especially, we tend to isolate the brain and the body like they're two different things, but of course they're so connected. And if your body is feeling stressed or wired or tense, it can really affect the way that you perceive the world and the way that you respond to things. So for example, if you were sitting in the corner of a room in a fetal position, after a while you'd probably feel quite sad or a bit down. If I ask you now to breathe in, take a deep breath in, and now take another breath in, and now breathe in again. How do you feel? Probably quite tense and uptight. And often when we feel stressed, that's one of the first things that happens, is that our breathing goes up really high and shallow, and we feel that tension in our body, and that tension makes our brains think that things are not okay, and maybe they're not. So something that you'll often hear people say, which can be a little bit annoying at times when you're stressed, or if they see that you're stressed, they'll go, breathe, just breathe. And that's all very helpful, and sometimes they have the best intentions, but you feel like you need to breathe in. So you're already like stressed like that, and someone says for you to breathe, and you go and you breathe in more, and then you feel more tense. So one of the best things you can do is actually breathe out. And try and breathe out in a way that is long and focused and steady. So it's kind of like you were trying to blow a straw across the table, and when you feel stressed, actually going and breathe out as far as you possibly can, and do that a few times, and it just slows your breathing down. Once your breathing has slowed, the stress hormones in your body will start to drop, and you'll actually start to feel a little bit less stressed. So practice it when you're at the stoplights, or when you get cut off in traffic, or when you are in a long queue and no one seems to be doing anything and you're running late, all those things. You might notice that your breath comes up really high. Just try and remind yourself to breathe out. It's especially useful for when you're speaking in front of people, whether it's an actual presentation or whether you're just in a group of people and all the focus turns to you, which can be a little bit scary. You can just, in the middle of between sentences or in the middle of sentences, breathe out. It doesn't have to be obvious, but just taking that time to allow your body to recalibrate. It's kind of like when you get home at night and you just want to sit on the couch and relax, just like fall into the couch, and you do this big sigh. That's your body saying, this is how we relax. This is how I feel relaxed. So that'll really help you as well. A really simple way of changing your body's physiology and the way that your body is functioning to reduce anxiety is to do a very simple, basic forward fold. I'm a yoga teacher, and this is certainly a pose that is encouraged for anyone who struggles with anxiety, and you can do it in a number of ways. If you're not particularly flexible, that's absolutely fine. You can just do it on a chair. So a forward fold is really just moving your head down so that your head is sort of as low as it can go. So it might get to here. You can put a pillow here and just fold over like this, and I would recommend staying there for at least 3 or 4 minutes. The other way you can do it is on the ground or on a chair with your knees bent, and bend your knees a lot so that you don't feel restricted, and just folding forward like that. The other way you can do it is to have the soles of your feet touching. so that your knees are quite bent and you've got like a diamond shape here in between your legs, and just gently folding forward. And as I said, you don't have to go very far. It's just about allowing your spine to relax. And one of the best things you can do here is breathe. Hold that pose for 3 or 4 minutes. It'll really help you sleep at night as well. You can do it just before bed. And see what happens to your breathing and to your mind. It just allows your spinal column to actually relax and to stretch. And you'll find that after about 30 to 60 seconds, your spine will relax a little bit more and you'll be able to go a little bit further. And on each out breath, you might find that you can just drop a little bit further into the ground. So use that gravity to really allow your body to relax into the pose. Please let me know in the comments if you've used any of these before or if you find them useful. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm on a journey to reach 1 million subscribers. I want to empower women across the world. If you'd like to download my free quick guide to happiness, it's got some really good tips on how to improve today. Also, there's the link for my mailing list if you'd like to join that. Thanks so much for dropping by my channel. See you next time.